Much like a couple of other shows we've seen that didn't make the cut, Hard Time on Planet Earth went out with a bang. They pulled out a few extra stops and made the series finale truly memorable. It helps that it features one of my favorite character actors, Gordon Jump. I'll talk more about him a little later.
Take it from Bobby Buck, boys and girls. Don't play with matches in the woods. You destroy my home, and all of my forest friends and I will have no place to... That means we'll have to come and live at your house. And your mummies and daddies won't like that, because Teddy Timberwolf makes a lousy house guest.
That's Wally Banks. He's been doing a children's show for 25 years, and he's a bit of an icon at the station.
Cut. We're going to have to do it again. Well, that's not on the paper.
Teddy Timberwolf doesn't go on the paper.
Wally, it's a simple public service spot. I know it's boring, but can we just move through it?
Why does it have to be boring? We give it to the kids in a way they'll remember it.
That's Karen. She's the director and showrunner. They're just doing a basic PSA right now, but the show is called Wally's Gang, and he has a strong following among the kids.
And now, boys and girls, we're going to have my favorite part of the day, when we visit ye old wishing well. But first, we better see if the Wishmaster Gnome is at home. Hello, Mr. Wishmaster, you down there?
Yes, Wally. I'm all set.
Good, well, here comes the bucket.
Fine, send her down.
Kids can send in a postcard with their wish on it, and he pulls one out and reads it.
All you kids out there, wish along. And that way, just maybe we'll make that wish come true.
This particular wish is for a new bike. That's the kind of thing he sees on those cards. He never actually promises to make those wishes happen. He always says maybe. Jesse is in another part of the building, trying yet again to find a job that suits him.
I just wish once maintenance would send somebody up here who actually knew how to fix this thing. I hope you know what you're doing.
There should be no problem. This is a primitive device.
This guy says, I have to go for a while, but when I come back, it had better be cold in here. Jesse doesn't foresee a problem making it happen.
Here you go, baby. When I get back from lunch, I want to see this thing working like it's never worked before, or you're in big trouble.
Again, Jesse says it's a simple matter to do that. Wally has just wrapped up filming.
Good job. Oh, Mr. Weber wants to see you up in his office.
Did he say what about?
Oh, Chuck, can we have the wishing well struck after lunch?
Bill Weber is the program manager for the station, or something like that.
To Billy, may all your wishes come true. Your pal, Wally. Wally, you know what I wished for sitting there on your knee? I wished that someday I could work with you. And that wish came true. And now I wish I didn't have to tell you what I've been told to tell you.
The fact is, he doesn't. He has plans for the time slot, and they don't include good old Wally, even though he just admitted that he owes his position to Wally believing in him.
Well, now let me tell you something right off the bat there, Billy boy.
Bill.
Them young'uns down around my neck of the woods, they sure do love old Wally's gang. See, I don't know what they'd do without old Wally. And those funny people that he keeps turning into.
Cut it, Wally.
That old Wally, he sure does twang my funny chord.
By the way, the show is called Wally's Gang, but the kids who watch aren't the gang. The gang is all the various characters in his head. I did not know Gordon Jump could do this, and it makes me like him even more. His range of voices makes mine look paltry by comparison. But none of that matters to Billy, who really doesn't like to be reminded that Wally knew him when by calling him Billy. He's canceling the show.
The parent company's got a big new syndicated show to put in your slot. Lots of flashy graphics. In fact, the host is a computer-generated image.
So Max Headroom, who never really existed. It was a gag by Matt Frewer and some of his friends that took on a life of its own. Anyway, Billy is bedazzled by all the glitz and show and thinks everybody else will be too.
Pretty exciting, huh?
For 25 years I've been doing Wally's Gang.
And it was great. None better. But there's a new kind of kid out there, Wally. Their attention spans are like Quicksilver.
It's because your fancy graphics are nothing but empty calories. A lot to look at, but nothing to think about.
Very well said. I don't think I've ever heard it expressed better. Robin Williams' character in Mrs. Doubtfire said it. You don't talk down to kids, you just talk to them. That's what Wally does, and I doubt an AI host can do better. When my youngest was around 3 or 4, she loved Barney. The show was at its peak right around then, and if I may digress for just a moment, there were lots of adults who hated him. Watching him try to trash a fictional purple dinosaur online was some of the most entertaining time I've ever spent. Anyway, if you ever saw the show, you know he taught kids things like the childhood songs we used to sing, how to have proper manners and teach people to respect each other, how to do basic tasks and help around the house. I mean, he was about as subversive as it gets, teaching those crazy ideas and trying to indoctrinate children to be good people. Disgusting. Seriously, I saw comments like that in the news groups. Some of them made me laugh out loud. Wally's doing the same kind of show. He has a segment he calls the Things Table, where he looks at various common objects and talks about them. He talks about being respectful and doing the right thing a lot. Billy can't have a bunch of pinko commie garbage like that. It's not even flashy. All of his excuses are as repulsive as the ton of grease in his hair.
Wally, it's not as if we're going to drop you just like that. No. No, not after all you've meant to this station. We're going to make a slow, easy, smooth transition. You've got 2 weeks.
We know Jesse's going to get involved in this. We just don't know how yet. I hope he comes in and makes Billy eat that ball. What a callous little...
There's something you don't see every day.
Well, I think you all know where I stand. I won't make a move until I hear from you. Whatever you want, Wally, we're behind you all the way. Now, wait a minute. Wally, I'm not so sure you're right.
Excuse me. Why are you standing there?
Wally says, I'm going to jump. Jesse says, but you'll severely damage your body. Wally says, that's kind of the point. Haven't you ever heard of suicide?
What is suicide?
Just keep watching.
Oh, you are going to terminate yourself. That is not right.
Hold it, or I'll go right away. This is my business. This is my life.
It is your choice. But if you are wrong, you will have no further choices.
People who have survived jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge have said, every one of them right down the line, that pretty much the instant they jumped, they suddenly realized there was a solution to whatever drove them to this. But when you're falling 750 feet into freezing water, it's a little late to act on it. Before you do, call this number first. There is an answer. And what Wally is doing isn't it.
Molly, maybe you should listen to him. He's making a point already.
Jesse's running downstairs. Is he going to go down to the ground and catch him? It sure looks like it.
Though you may be angry, I could not let you end your life.
Suicide is an emotional decision, not a rational thinking one. I've been there. I was making a plan, which tends to be the final step before the act. A sharp-eyed physician's assistant saved my life, and he's the only reason I'm here now. There is an answer. There is a solution. But if you're in this state, you won't find it alone. Let us help. There's someone ready to help you sort it out and get your life under control again. All you need to do is pick up the phone. Please, pick up the phone.
That's okay. When I stepped off that ledge, well, I knew I'd made a big mistake. Oh, thank you. Who are you?
I'm Jesse.
Oh, well, I'm Wally Banks, Wally's gang. Kids' TV show we shoot downstairs. We've been canceled.
What is canceled?
Well, like you would say, terminated.
Oh, not good.
The beeper is calling him back to that air conditioner he was working on. The dude said he wanted it cold. He got it. That's today's special. Only $3.99 a pound.
Baby. Where are you, baby? Baby.
Control is chiding Jesse for losing yet another job. Jesse says, hey, I saved 2 lives today, a human and a fish. That should count for something. Control says, that's true. Humans have a thing they call a favor, and when one is done, the other person is supposed to return it.
Humans have a phrase for it. I'll scratch your back, you stab mine.
I'm afraid that's more accurate than it should be sometimes. Jesse tracks down Wally and says, you owe me a favor.
It's good to see you. I saw you 2 years ago. Ah, good to see you back. How are you, young lady? You look just great. Give me 5. Oh, yeah. There we go. Here's an autographed picture for you and Jesse.
Notice that Wally remembers these kids. He treats them like they're important. He knows their names. Few people understand how important that is. Jesse says, I want to be your sidekick on the show. He considers what Wally is doing to be some of the most important work on earth, training children to be good people.
This is Linda and Marissa and Kevin. When I say go, we're going to paint our favorite animals. You ready? Here we go. All right. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Yeah. My easel's broken. I can't paint until it's fixed. But who's gonna fix it?
That's Jesse's cue. He's Mr. Jesse, the handyman. Wally kinda sorta didn't tell Billy he was doing this.
Just, who the hell is that?
He's a friend of Wally's.
And he thinks that stiff is going to save this show?
Maybe that's not what's uppermost in his mind right now, Billy. Maybe he's being a decent person like he teaches the kids to be. But you forgot that part of what he taught you, didn't you?
Billy's having a hard time letting go.
Gee, Mr. Jesse, you fix that easel in no time. Thank you very much. Say, since you're here, how would you like to stay around and draw your favorite animal?
Oh, yes, I would enjoy that.
He may wish he hadn't done that.
Linda drew this cute little bunny rabbit. Isn't that nice, huh? You did a nice job, Linda. What did Marissa draw over here? Oh, look at this. She did this great little puppy dog. Aha, that's really nice. Kevin, what did you do for it? Oh, look at this. Haha, Kevin did this beautiful little tabby cat. Huh? Good job, Kevin. Good job.
Those are more or less what he expected.
Okay, Mr. Jesse, now what did you do? Good grief. What is that?
It's a siphon, of course.
That's not what he expected, but the kids loved it. On to the wishing well.
Let's see. Today's wish comes from Timmy Hogan. Just everybody now make a big wish and see if we can't make Timmy's wish come true. He says, Dear Wally, I wish that you'd help me find my father because somebody's trying to kill him.
Cut.
It's written on the back of a photo of him and his dad, so Jesse knows what Mr. Hogan looks like.
In 25 years, I have never seen anything like this.
Come on, forget about it, Wally. It's obviously some sicko.
That card came from a kid.
Kids can be sicko, too. Just pick another card, okay?
The number of Timmy's dwelling is on this card. It would be simple to discover if he is a sicko.
Well,
Thank you, Mr. Fix-It. But this is a job for legal, not maintenance.
But now Jesse knows the address and he's not going to let it go. Neither is Wally.
He's probably right. Let's just pick another card. Maybe some kid will want a puppy.
But you promised to fulfill Timmy's wish. The children heard you.
Look, we're on tape. We can erase it.
In other societies, a promise can never be erased.
Now, wait a minute. I can't really make wishes come true.
Then you have been untruthful to the young humans?
No, he hasn't. He has never promised to make a wish come true. He promised to wish real hard and maybe something would happen. But Wally never saw it as lying to the kids.
I see what you mean. Yeah. I guess I've never really made any wishes come true. It's all phony. Empty well, empty promises.
It's not too late, Wally.
Again, he's overstating his own promises. Based on what we heard, he doesn't say he can make them come true. He says he'll wish with you. That's all. But he's decided that this is one promise he has to keep.
Oh, come.
Wally! It's you! I wish really were!
Now, wait a minute, buddy. Mr. Jesse and I need more to go on before any wishes can come true.
But you're here. That means you can help me find Dad.
We may have made a big mistake here.
Jesse doesn't think so. He's been eyeing those two gardeners across the street.
Timmy, why do you believe your father is in danger?
Somebody shot at the car. The next day, Dad left. We don't know where he is.
Somebody shot at the car. That's some pretty strong evidence. But Timmy's mom comes out and insists there's nothing going on. Her son has a vivid imagination. She won't talk about it anymore.
You know, kids have the wildest imaginations. They can come up with the strangest things. But this kid's telling the truth.
Yes, there is danger here. Those garden workers have great interest in this house, and they are not even dirty.
Saying they're watching this place?
Wally, as well as you know children, I know danger.
He says, you go back to the studio. I'll make Timmy's wish come true. It starts with following those fake landscapers to see where they go and who they report to. You may have noticed that's not actually a scooter, it's a skateboard with a handle. Jesse doesn't like the handle, so he breaks it off and now he has your basic skateboard. He's able to keep up with the van, but why expend energy when you don't have to? Our stunt skateboarder gets to do some nifty tricks and show off a bit, and then Jesse does this. I'm glad he can stand the exhaust smell under there. I don't think I could. He rides the van all the way to their destination.
These guys are right on time. Tonight is going to be a piece of cake. Hey, look at this.
What the hell is that?
The phrase, your worst nightmare, comes to mind. That sequence with the skateboard is part of what I mean when I say the show went out with a bang. That was as imaginative as anything I've seen recently, and I really enjoyed it. Honestly, we have as good a story going here as any that we've seen, and we've seen some dandies. The show's creators kept the quality up all the way to the end. Jesse watches the two guys get into the elevator, notes what floor they go to, and heads up the stairs. It's a hotel or apartment building of some kind, and he doesn't know what room they went into, but he knows how to find out. A small earthquake on this floor will bring everybody out into the hall so he can look them over and identify the bad guys.
Earthquake? That had to be about it. I can't believe it. Shook the whole building. I can't believe it. We're still here. We gotta get downstairs somehow. We gotta do something. I can't take it, man. That was wild. You can't. That was a huge earthquake. It's a building shook. I think I got scratched by the fire or something.
Except he's not a bad guy. That's Timmy's dad. Let's go get some answers.
Okay, I've come for you. Get away!
Okay, it's pretty plain that he's in hiding, and Timmy already told us that someone shot at their car. That's not how you tell him you're here to help, Jesse. The guys chase Jesse into a room, but there's a convenient stack of mattresses in the alley below the window. He's gone.
Okay, pal. So who the hell are you?
I'm pretty sure he's the guy who's going to disarm both of you in the next 3 seconds.
Why don't you save us all a little time here?
I've seen this on television. I have the right to remain silent.
You remain silent now? You remain silent forever. Right, Merrick?
Then you are not the law.
You must be from way out of town.
You could say that. He says, I'm with Wally's gang.
You think that's Wally from Boston? It's only Wally I know. Why would he be muscling in on our territory unless there's some kind of takeover going on? I wouldn't send a hitman like this guy unless it was something big. Okay, Jesse. What does Wally hope to gain by getting Hogan?
It will make a wish come true, and the family will be happy again.
They're speaking 2 different languages, and it's a good thing. These guys aren't about to mess around with Wally, so they let Jesse go.
I don't know. We thought he was a good guy.
Exactly who is we?
Wally's gang.
Oh yeah, you see, Wally has a number of characters he works with.
Tell us everything you know about this guy, Jesse.
I only know one thing about him. He saved my life.
Yeah? Well, he may have cost the life of a federally protected witness.
The Gardners were feds. Jesse sensed danger because those guys didn't know who was talking to Timmy. But now Hogan is in the wind and the feds can't find him.
Felix, you tell Wally we appreciate his help, but we'll find Hogan. It's all taken care of. We all want the same thing here.
Good. I will tell Wally who is his friend and who is his enemy.
He'll tell Wally a few things all right, but not what they want him to, and not to the Wally they think he's telling them to.
Should have iced him. What, nuts? Start a war with Wally? That dumb act he's trying to pull didn't fool me for a minute. No way he's going back to Wally. A major leaguer like that always completes his contract. You want to find Hogan, stay with that guy.
They think he's a professional hitman, and they also think he won't spot them following him. Gentlemen, find a different line of work.
Hello?
Timmy? Timmy! Hi, it's me, Dad.
Dad, where are you? Are you okay?
Son, yes, I am fine. I just want you to know that.
Did you call Mom?
No, I haven't been able to call her yet. Listen, Timmy, there are some things I know that other people want to stop me from talking about. The only people that I can trust right now are you and Mom.
He's complaining about not being able to hear, but I think he picked the worst possible place in the whole city to call from. He just wants to reassure Timmy that he's all right, he loves them, and he's hoping to come home as soon as possible.
Wally, if this guy Jesse tries to get in touch with you, remember what the government men said.
Yeah, sure, I remember.
No. What did they say, Wally?
Call us right away. What do I look like, a child? Hey, Wally, we're on. Excuse me.
It's possible to think like a child, retain your childish wonder at the world and your enjoyment of simple play, and still be a responsible adult. I've done it all my life, and I don't care to change, thank you. Wally is so successful at communicating with kids because he thinks like them and talks to them at their own level. He knows what that level is because he can put himself in their place and remember what it was like. Billy Boy would be too embarrassed to try to do something like that. He's too grown up. Poor, poor man.
Well, kids, it's time to bring up that old bucket of wishes that you all wrote in. And if we wish hard enough, the wish might... come true.
Wally has his own wish right now. He wishes that was anybody else in there.
Oh, look, here's one now. Oh, this is to Timmy. This is a wish update.
Wish update? What the hell's that?
Dear Timmy, if you want to make your wish come true, meet me at the wishing well real soon. Your friend, Jesse.
He convinces Karen to keep quiet for now. Timmy never misses the show, so he sees the message. You can bet he'll be there.
Doesn't figure. What's a big-time hitman like Jesse doing in a TV station?
Use your head. He's got some news guy on the inside who's giving him all the leaks from the cops.
Timmy, anybody know you're here?
No, Mom thinks I'm out playing ball.
He got past his mother and a federal agent to get here. Jesse needs to know more about his dad and why he might be in trouble with someone.
What kind of work does he do to earn his money?
He's an accountant for a real estate company.
Did you ever hear of him talk about a man named Merrick?
Sure, that's the man he works for.
He's also the guy who's trying to kill his dad. Jesse met him when they thought he was a hitman. This is bad.
Wally, if you promise somebody something, is it okay to break the promise if you know to help them?
Well, Timmy, like the old prospector would say.
Partner, the best way I know to strike gold is to help somebody.
He tells them about the call and how he could hardly hear his dad for all the noise. Jesse wants to know more about the noise.
Gee, I don't know.
Go back in your mind. Relive the moment you heard your father's voice.
He remembers the bells, but now they need to figure out what they were playing before they can identify the location.
How about that?
It was more like a song, Wally.
The only other one I know is St. Boniface. Let me see.
That's it. That's the song, just like that.
But he also heard all kinds of machinery as if somebody was building something.
Not building. Demolishing. Yep. Right here near St. Boniface. That's where they're going to put the new Civic Center in. They're taking out a whole block. They're tearing down the old Richmond Hotel.
I know that place. My dad's taking me there. His company owns it.
Timmy, I can now say I will make your wish come true.
That's where he's hiding. But before Jesse can go talk to him, he needs to get rid of something.
I'll stay with the guy in the car. You stick with Mr. Jesse.
Yeah, he needs to get rid of that. This guy is following not 10 feet behind him, and he thinks a professional hitman in Wally's employ isn't going to notice. Never mind that what he's actually following is way more dangerous than anything Wally from Boston could send his way. As most of you know, I once had a complete collection of Marvel comics. I remember the first time Thor saw a revolving door. He couldn't figure it out, so he just ripped it out and set it aside. As Jesse just showed us, there are many uses for such a door. Bobbing off an unwanted tail is just one of them. Now we're all wondering how that wrecking ball is going to figure into the story. We know it will. That's one thing we've discovered about this series. We don't waste props.
I am Timmy's friend. I am Jesse.
Seems weird that it should be a perfect stranger.
Yeah, but he comes with great references, which is to say your son told you to trust him.
I'm just a simple accountant. 5 years I worked for this company. I didn't know that they were laundering money.
Their money was dirty?
Oh, filthy. Skim profits from casinos, probably drugs. All I know is they kept separate books.
In this society, it is illegal to wash money?
The company was a front for the mob.
Merrick is a big shot in the local mob. Hogan had the bad fortune to find out what they were doing, and he's been on the run ever since.
Why did you come here?
Look, the gang and I talked, and we agreed that since we teach responsibility, it was time that we accepted some.
Noble sentiment, bad execution. In fact, this is worse than bad, and Jesse explains why.
It was unwise for you to come here. It is possible that you were followed.
Very possible.
How you doing, Hogan? So, this is Wally's gang. Not quite the Wally we had in mind.
My question is, what did he expect to do? He's a middle-aged clown who entertains and teaches children. Funny thing, Gordon Jump actually did that job for a while in his early years. He moved from Ohio to Los Angeles in the 60s and got involved with theater owners/producers Nathan and Ruth Hale, and he credits Ruth for all the success that followed. We know about his immortal role as Arthur Carlson in WKRP in Cincinnati, but I did not know he was the second choice. Roddy McDowall was the first, and I cannot picture that. Gordon Jump made the part so much his own, I don't think even a Roddy McDowall could have done better. From 1989 to the end of his life, he took over the role of the lonely Maytag repairman, and a lot of people know him from those commercials. Basically, he brightened and improved anything he was in, including this episode. He was the ideal choice to play Wally, and I'll get in someone's face to defend that statement.
Hey, Mr. Jesse. So if you're not a hitman, what are you, huh? A cop?
A warrior.
Okay, fellas. Let's finish it.
Read, please.
I think Wally just redeemed himself.
Go on. Just find a way out.
The best part, he's throwing pizza trays like they're ninja throwing stars. These guys have no idea what to think about that.
They'll never find us in here.
One down. By the way, Wally is a very good ventriloquist. I'm pretty sure that thing ends at the big metal-sided dishwasher that's much harder than his head. 2 down.
This is it, Hogan. No more games.
Jesse! It's all over. They got Hogan.
It's not over yet, Wally. They don't have me.
You know that good old Napoleon quote about interrupting your enemy while he's making a mistake? These guys are making a big one right now. I told you we don't waste props, and he can throw that ball faster than the car can go.
I
came in like a wrecking ball.
Their mistake was they decided to take him out somewhere and shoot him. They should have done it right there and carried what was left. See what happens when you get lazy? As I said at the beginning, we pulled out a whole bunch of extra stops for this finale, and really, they're believable in the context of this world. Pretty much everything in the show is, all the stuff Jesse can do as well as his limitations. Plus, he had a little help. You might have noticed the ball was rolling downhill. NASA calls that a gravity assist.
Jesse, thanks for saving my life. At least I think you were trying to save my life. My son was right about you.
I think your family would like to know you are safe. Call them. Right after you call the police.
Right.
Jesse has the bad guys all wrapped up, and Mr. Hogan is safe again.
Jesse, you really made it happen. You made a wish come true.
We made a wish come true, Wally. Say goodbye to the gang for me.
Jesse, you know, I think you deserve a wish of your own from the wishing well.
I've already made it, my friend.
Wally's show may be canceled, but he'll be okay now. He's come to realize that he still has a lot to give the world.
Wally's gang wants to thank the mayor's gang for this wonderful award. We love it.
You know, it really is a nice thing to have. But boys and girls, you don't have to have a plaque to be a hero. All you have to do is the right thing every day.
Or maybe it's not canceled. When Jesse said they both made the wish come true, he wasn't exaggerating. That distraction saved all their lives, and no two ways about that. He captured one of the bad guys as well. He deserves that hero's plaque.
About that guy. Isn't it great to have him back on the air?
I thought you were taking him off the air.
What? What, are you kidding? The man is a saint. Kids need a guy like Wally that they can look up to. Besides, we can milk this hero bit for another 25 years.
Please slap him. She won't, and that's one of my two big disappointments about this finale.
With teachers like Wally, the youth of this planet have a promising future.
They will have to do much better than the adults. Earth has many problems to overcome. Hostility, greed, intolerance, negative outcome. Not good. But not bad either.
That's where we end it. This is my other big disappointment about the finale. He saved 3 lives, if you count the fish. He brought down some major criminals, and he reunited a father to his little boy. We know the story is over. Why not send him home? Imagine how satisfying it would have been after the past 12 weeks of seeing him try so hard to see his labor finally pay off and watch the happy reunion with his family and friends. His nightmare is over and he's back where he belongs. Picture it. Then watch this again.
With teachers like Wally, the youth of this planet have a promising future.
They will have to do much better than the adults. Earth has many problems to overcome. Hostility, greed, intolerance, negative outcome. Not good. But not bad either.
Disappointment. Somebody missed a beautiful opportunity. Okay, now that that's out of the way, Martin Kove was terrific, thoroughly believable right down to his strength. I don't remember if I've mentioned it before, but super veteran voice actor Danny Mann played Control and really made you believe you were looking at a talking, flying kumquat. Control's animation is top of the line for its time, and the stories are well written and well directed. With all that in its corner, why did it fail? I talked a little bit about the competition already, and I think that had a lot to do with it. It's as though nobody wanted the show to succeed. It was a time filler because the boss said to put something there. But I can see one other major factor that I've mentioned before. If I was sitting there flipping through the TV guide or whatever my listing source was, and I saw a hard time on planet Earth, I'd keep flipping. It's meaningless. It might as well say generic TV show. It doesn't tell me anything. The show it replaced was called TV 101, which sounds like an infomercial for a course on how to turn the TV on and watch it. They replaced that with another title that sounds like it could be a show that just runs down the average viewer's day. Now think about the competition. Unsolved Mysteries. Right there you know what the show is about. Growing Pains. That sounds like a family sitcom, which it was. Given the options of two clearly defined shows and one vague one, guess what people chose? With a better title, I wouldn't mind seeing a remake of this. The concept is solid. It almost has a Highway to Heaven vibe to it, the not quite human struggling on Earth to gain admittance back where he belongs. Highway to Heaven had wrapped up right around the time this show appeared, and there are some similarities. The new twist here is Jesse's natural warrior instincts and training, and how careful he has to be about using them if he uses them at all. We saw week after week how hard he tried, but circumstances always forced him into calling on what he knew best. But he learned restraint. He learned the meaning of excessive force and taught himself to avoid it. And each week he seemed to get a little better at it. We didn't have anything resembling continuity from story to story, but we did see Jesse growing and learning. That's why I was so let down when it didn't end with him going home. We didn't get any resolution. As far as we know, he never got to go home, and that could have been handled better. But if that's the worst critique I can level at a show, that show was pretty doggone good. And this one was. It's in a few places on YouTube, so I suggest finding it and watching it. I think you'll like it. Thanks for watching. I'll be taking a little break for a few weeks, and then we'll be back with a brand new TV Fails. And read it. Uppermost. Maybe he's come by the heck. Ugh. Oh, for crying out loud again. He wishes he was okay. Watcher that's much harder. He fails. You waited just long enough. Thank you for that.